it's helpful for you to get a contract extension. How does it feel?
Feels great. Obviously, he just secured it, and that's great. Anytime a receiver, especially a guy in our room, somebody that we're going to see every day, it just brings the morale, the excitement up every day, and happy for him, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Are you looking to get an extension done?
No, I'm just trying to bring my best game for the team, and just do what I can.
You've obviously had several months now to settle in with this team. Would you want the idea of an extension here? Is this a place you're looking at thinking I could be here for several years?
Yeah, absolutely. We already have great chemistry in the locker room. Great friends already made, and the city is beautiful. The team is coming together nice, so absolutely.
Are you okay with the idea if this is a contract year of going out there, proving it, looking for that next deal, whether it's here or somewhere else?
Yeah, I have no problem doing that. Bet on myself any day of the week.
Keenan, what's kind of your progress report on how the offense is coming together at a stage? You obviously still got a month until you play a regular game, but
yeah.
The clock's ticking a little bit as well.
Yeah, I think it's trending upward. We're getting better every day. We're getting a little more comfortable every day with the play calling, with how he likes to call the plays, where he likes to call plays, and Caleb, as well, what he likes, how he plays. Start seeing that a little more, and get a little more comfortable every day. So, feeling good about it.
How do you describe kind of the process in August for an offense of kind of refining what you guys do well, what you like, and taking all the volume that you've got and then kind of narrowing it down a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's just about finding our identity and knowing what we're good at. Outside zone, inside zone runs, play action passes, deep passes, drop backs, quick game. Figure out which categories we're good at, and then kind of working off that.
I'm sure you've seen your share of rookie receivers come in on all these camps and stuff. Anything about Rome you've seen so far that would be an indicator that this kid could make an impact immediately?
Well, he's polished. You don't have to teach him how to play receiver. He came in and he knows how to play the game. Was well coached in college, obviously, knowing how to play. And you just now all he has to do is learn the offense versus he got to learn how to get lined up and release and then do this. But he already knows how to do that. So get him to play and then watch him work. So it's good.
Is he ahead of some rookies you've been with in that regard?
Oh, absolutely. Myself included.
Picking your brain.
We talk almost every day. We kind of bounce ideas back and forth. I kind of watch his rep, tell him how I would have did it or what I could have did better, and vice versa with my reps as well.
What's the value of reps in a preseason game versus practice for you and even Caleb at this point?
Well, obviously it'll be huge for Caleb seeing live bullets, seeing defense that we haven't seen all training camp, and going against guys that we haven't been against. Our guys, they kind of know what we're running now. They've seen it multiple times. Caleb as well. He's seen the defense multiple times. So we kind of know what to do, what to expect, and then get out there in the preseason, and you have no idea what those guys are going to do. So big.
Where are you better with Caleb today than, say, you were a month ago?
Where am I, or are we?
You guys, yeah.
We're growing every day. We're getting better every day. And like I said, we get more reps every day, and then going against preseason reps, we'll be able to get them live. So, we're going to get better week in and week out. So we just got to keep working.
You talked about, you enjoy being here. Just as far as the city is concerned, it's very different than the West Coast. But what's the experience been like going out and checking out around here?
It's been good. Every off day we go out to a new restaurant, and just kind of have fun. But it's been great. People, they show us love all the time. The workers, people that's already there, and it's good times.
You built a reputation over the years of being such a reliable target for quarterbacks. What's the key, especially with a young quarterback, of being that kind of comfort blanket for him and knowing what a young quarterback needs out there?
Yeah, I think just knowing the spots on the field, being able to get to them, and just being friendly with my body language, knowing when and when not to, and just trying to make play after play.
Have there been any adjustments you've had to make working with Caleb that's been different from your time with the Chargers?
No, I don't think so. For me, it's just about figuring out how Shane likes to call the plays and then how to run them. Obviously, seeing DK and Tyler Lockett run through the plays, and you're just trying to use those as kind of recommendations for how you want to run the route, and just trying to see it how they saw it if they were with him multiple years, and then just being able to bring it to life in my way.
How do you think Caleb is handling all this? Learning an offense, living in a new city, dealing with the expectations of people inside the building, but also a lot of people outside the building too.
I think he's doing a good job. Caleb's a great person, so it's kind of easy when you can adapt and just go on the fly. And he's been around this kind of situation, being the guy for a while now. So he's up for the task.
Will you watch Hard Knocks tonight?
Is it tonight? Yeah. I want to see how they piece it together because I want to see how you look on TV and stuff.
You think you could be one of the stars?
One of the stars? You tell me.
Keenan, you made the top 100 list, but some of your teammates, DJ Moore, Jalen Johnson, were left off that.
Mhm.
Do you think that's a mistake by the players that vote on these lists?
Yeah, I think so. Especially Jalen Johnson. I mean, Pro Bowl, All Pro. It's kind of no-brainer. But the list is what it is. Year in and year out, you get kind of the same guys. So once he gets in one time, it just happens like that. So.
You've stacked so many strong seasons over the course of your career. What's the goal for you this year? You changed it at all, or do you continue to just try to stack those 100-catch seasons and the same kind of production?
Yeah, for me, it's just about consistency and availability. That's what I preach. As long as I'm available on the field, then I should be able to do what I need to do, as far as those stats and just like I said, being able to make the plays that I'm supposed to make and be there for the quarterback.
You guys have had a lot of changes on the offensive line. When you're out there and you're trying to, get yourself open and make yourself available to Caleb, are there things that have to change if maybe he has less time when the defense is getting in your game? Are there things that you have to change, maybe break your route off a little bit earlier to try and make it so that he can get that ball out quicker?
Yeah, sometimes, depending on the team. Some D-lines are better than others, and the D-lines that are good, you got to kind of speed those routes up and kind of get up faster because they're going to get back there faster. So you just kind of play it off the defense.
Keenan, is it too early to get it for you from inside, get an idea of just how good this team is gonna be?
Yeah, I don't want to put that out there. But I think we're going to be pretty good on paper, at least. But like I said, I've been around teams like this where we have a lot of talent, and all it takes is one person, to go down, and the whole thing changes. So we just got to work every day. Don't take nothing for granted, and just keep going.
Keenan, as it relates to Jalen, what did you learn about him going against him last year, regular season, Pro Bowl, and then
Yeah.
what more have you learned being here?
Oh, he's patient. He plays his assignment well. He knows routes. Squats, which means like he sits on routes, and so he's always looking, to make a pass breakup or something like that. He doesn't like anybody to catch the ball on him. He's greedy in that way, which is a good thing. So, good competitor.
You think Bayless will make a good running back?
I do. Bayless looks good with the ball in his hand. Sorry. Bayless looks good with the ball in his hand. He can make plays, with his feet. So I think it's a good spot for him.
What impresses you about Gerald?
He's a dog. G gonna come out and make plays. He makes it hard on the defenders. He makes everybody have to tackle him. One person can't tackle him, and when he gets the ball in his hand, like I say, he's a dog. He's running hard.
What's that do for you guys, you and DJ, if Cole and Gerald are both out there together? How does that kind of do things, the way that they stress it?
Yeah, you got guys who can not only beat man on man, they're gonna beat the one-on-one tackle too. So if they catch the ball, it's 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be an explosive play because they're so strong and fast. So it's huge.
Who's been the defender that surprised you the most? That you came in and you were like, maybe I can get over on him. And he was like, he got me back a little bit then.
I probably would say Jalen for sure. I haven't had a catch on him. Something always goes wrong. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna get him though tomorrow, one-on-ones.
How y'all doing?
What are you watching?
I was just watching some of the plays from today.
Think you did the early cut of Hard Knocks?
No, I don't got the early cut. I'm trying to see what the blooper reel talking about. I know there's a lot of stuff on there.
that your normal process, like the second practice is over, the second you can watch a clip, you're
Yeah, usually, especially if I like had a specific like route that I was like curious about, or it looked different on the field, trying to go back and see how it looked on film, just to make sure confirm or you know provide answer to something that happened on the field, like whether it was positioning of a defender or something like that. But I like to watch it like when it's fresh on my mind, just so um, one, I can give myself pointers and stuff like that, and then two, going into like the film room and stuff like that, you kind of have an idea of what you want to talk about or questions you want to ask. So try and get better.
What were you specific, like what route were you just watching there?
I was just watching the first 7-on-7 period in the back goal line. Had Keenan with the big body catch. I had to go see them do that. Keenan also had another like post route where we were looking at the stem of it, and the defender was playing a little bit more flat footed. I'm like getting kind of technical. I don't know how much I can get into it. But then I watched one of the scramble rules too. Caleb threw me a good ball out there. Got to come down with it.
Odunze was very complimentary about you, about how polished you are as a receiver. He said you also lean into him and DJ in terms of learning stuff. What types of things do you learn from them, and like what's one thing that's really stood out, and how much do you kind of tap into that?
Right. I think I'll just try and take a lot. I just try to take in every route that they run and what they see on different coverages. They probably annoy with me all the things that I ask them about, but yeah, I try and gain as much information as I can and possible. But sometimes I look back, I'm like, man, I'm not even gonna ask a question about that. Like whatever he did right there, that's something special for him. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that you garner too. Like sometimes I watch Keenan, sometimes I watch DJ, and they do things. I'm like, okay, I don't know if that's in my playbook. I'm gonna have to figure out a different way to get the route done, because they're special in that way. They have such unique traits to be able to do so many different things, and comfortability to get open on any given route. So just learning those things and learning the different nuances that they do within a route, and catching the ball that I try and emulate. But got to find my own style within that as well.
What was your reaction to DJ's extension?
Oh man, that's crazy. You know what I mean? I was super happy. Just the minimal time that we've got to spend with each other. He's been a great mentor for me, and a great ambassador of this organization and this league as a whole. Great person on and off the field, and a great player as well. So to me, I was like ecstatic. I think he's the first player to have his first 10 years guaranteed, right, or something like that. Man, that's huge. To have that happen, and he deserves it all. Honestly, he's I think he's continued to be underrated in this league. I think if you turn on the tape and see what he's capable of doing, it's tremendous. So I'm glad that they finally got it settled.
Well, you came in pretty confident for this season, but anything you've seen or done in the first couple weeks or 2+ weeks of practice that have given you even more confidence that you can come in here and make an impact immediately? Anything you've learned, anything that you didn't know, just
I mean, I think all the skill sets that I kind of learned in college, like there's nothing that like kind of that I've gone against that was like it's tough and it's competitive for sure, but there's nothing out there where it's like, man, this is gonna be too much to overcome, or something like that. Like it's just different levels of competition, and different athleticism levels, and people knowing where they're supposed to be at when they're supposed to be there, especially defenses and coverage, and zone coverage, man coverage. They know their responsibilities. So I wouldn't say it's anything like unexpected. It's just more heightened and more detailed within any given play.
Rome, how do you filter out a lot of the information and not get overwhelmed?
Yeah, I think it's tough to. There's a lot of different things, especially within an offense, as a whole, a lot of information out there, especially in the world media, all those different things. Like there's information overload, especially if you get to scrolling on TikTok for hours. That's that brain rot right there. But I think you just Coach Grubb, my old coordinator, used to say, be the signal, not the distraction. And there's a bunch of signals on this team, guys who are the beacon for people, and a bunch of signals and beacons out there in the world that they radiate that energy, that sound, that noise, and focusing on those things, I think is most important. And of course, the number one beacon, being God. Anything you do, playing through Him, and going towards His light, you'll probably be all right.
You were talking about the special things that Keenan does. What are some of the things that you see him do that make you just say,
Oh man, Keenan, man. I mean, first of all, like him moving around at like his size is just crazy. Like his explosiveness, his agility, his route deception, um, his speed deception, acceleration, all those different nuances within the route. He's mastered it, and it's so many subtle things within the route that he does that it takes a very keen eye to even notice the things that he's doing, and obviously no one's figured it out yet because they still can't guard him. So one of the most impressive things is his cuts too. Like he can cut on his outside foot, he can cut on his inside foot, and he's staying off the grass and is able to maintain his balance every single time. So I think that's something that's very unique to him. But yeah.
You're learning from Keenan and DJ. What's been the thing that just in this short time you've been able to add to your game that you feel you didn't have last season?
Oh, I think, especially within man coverage, the nuances of that route. I mean, we got a good bit of man coverage at UW, but, I think learning from them, they're, always trying to make things look vertical. And that was a point that, wide receiver coaches in my past, have emphasized as well. But at this point in the league, at this, level in the league, everybody's fast. You know what I mean? The difference between speed is, milliseconds, or, however little it was. Noah Lyles won that the other day. That's the speed difference at this level. So you got to have speed in and out of breaks, and always threatening to go deep, and that puts defenders in a bind.
I know preseason games aren't quite the same as regular season, but they're much different than a practice too. What are you most excited to see from Caleb, even in a preseason game when guys are coming after him trying to take him to the ground?
Oh man, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've seen it already. I mean, I'm just excited for him to do it at this level, which in practice he's done, evaded defenders, made spectacular plays, through passes and in spots where no one else could, and I think he'll continue to do that, whether it's preseason, whether it's the regular season, playoff, Super Bowl. I think he's that talented, regardless of the setting that he's playing in. So I think he'll just continue to do those things.
Are you itching to get out there in a preseason game?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it'll be exciting. Last week it was fun to see Hester go into the Hall of Fame and get to see Colin and a bunch of the guys do their thing and make plays. But it's always tough being on the football sideline, not dressed ready to go. So I'm excited going forward, being able to make that opportunity.
What parts of the Hall of Fame trip were most notable to you? Just the whole experience of going to camp.
I think it was awesome. Just being there, when you go to Canton, you kind of feel that ambiance of that energy of all those great players and all that, and seeing them walk down, is super special. And I think it shows you where you want to go and where the pinnacle of football is, and being able to see people done it in the flesh, in real life, and see them walk across that field. I think is something that just provides motivation for those who are striving to do that.
Go through the museum?
No, I didn't. I wish I would have. I didn't really have the time to make it, but at some point I'll definitely be going. I heard some of the guys that did go, they had a great time and got to see a lot of different things. So I'll be going at some point for sure.
How are you acclimating to the city of Chicago? How's it compare to the Pacific Northwest?
I'm liking it. I think it's unique out here for sure. It's more humid than I thought it was gonna be. I'm out there. I'm like, I thought we was in the South for a second, because I come from Seattle. I mean, Vegas and Seattle, like they don't really have humidity like that. Even in the summers, it's not very humid. But out here, it gets pretty humid. So that's something I'm acclimating to, and making sure I'm hydrating and getting my electrolytes in, because don't want to be cramping up out here. But the city of Chicago as a whole has been awesome. Very welcoming. Of course, being with the Bears organization, the passion and everything is strong, out here. So it's been great. Been able to get downtown, in the few times I have, enjoyed myself. Plenty of good food out here. So, I mean, Chicago's got pretty much everything you need, for sure.
Roman, when you were drafted, we asked you about, the fact that as a high draft pick, you could have gone somewhere where you were the focal point and the hope of an offense. And here you're behind or with two other guys. As this has played out, and I know it's been a short period of time, but now that you've practiced, how do you feel about that, being with DJ and Keenan and not being in and Caleb, and not being quite in that spotlight, do you feel like that's an advantage? Do you think that will help you, or how is that?
Yeah, I think it has advantages and disadvantages as well. But for me, I think it's perfect. Being able to learn from the veteran wide receivers in the room and have that room as a whole where there's just so many guys in there that are hungry to go out there and make a play and any given down someone can go out there and shine. I think is the way that we approach the game and being in the position that I am, having Caleb come in as a rookie quarterback and him learning the offense and being able to learn and grow from him as well and build that connection for hopefully many years to come. I think it's something that's super special and super unique to my situation. So for me, I just like to, play with the cards that I was dealt, you know what I mean? And I feel like I was dealt a pretty good hand in this situation. Just being able to, compete, alongside of some of the best in the game. And yeah, I think it's something that will set a foundation for me as my career grows.
What's your favorite pin that you traded for?
My favorite pen, actually my favorite pen would be the one I went there with, and that's this Simone Biles pen right here. Yeah, that's my wife. So it was specially made with her autograph on there. So you can only get it from either her or a family member. So I had to make sure I kept a few of those on here just to tease people. Like, no, you can't get it. I'm sorry.
Were they in like really high demand?
Yes, absolutely. Everyone, they would come up to you. Do you have a Simone Biles pen? Do you? So, I would only trade some if it was like a super, super like cool pen. That was my, but most of the time people will see you and they'll want to just give you one. So it was a cool experience.
How would you describe the whole trip?
Amazing. Just being able to see her, I was super excited. Just overjoyed for her, all of her accomplishments that she's made, and just being a face for the gymnastics, man. And she became the most decorated American gymnast ever. So that was just amazing that I was able to be there and witness that for her. So like I said, it was just overjoyed.
Jonathan, knowing the journey she's been on since Tokyo, what gives you the most pride in just watching her punctuate what she did in Paris?
Her resilience, and when she did decide to come back, she accomplished everything that she set her mind to, and just being able to witness every day the training you go through. Obviously the first day when she had the injury a little bit to her calf, and just her ability to persevere through that and go out there and still dominate. It's just amazing to watch, man. And my wife's a warrior. That's the one thing I tell people, just because it's I equate it to how we are in football. You'll limp around, it'll hurt a little bit right before, and then as soon as you go, it's like you forget about it. And just pain tolerance and the way that she was able to go out there and, like I said, look graceful with everything. And people really didn't have a clue what was going on, So I'm just so happy and proud for her.
Have you seen on social media people showing pictures of you being excited for her?
Oh yeah, I've seen some of it. Yeah, it's pretty cool, but that's just, me being genuine to, you can't hide your excitement when you're out there, man. Just like I said, because how much I love her and just how proud I am for her, and I know how much work she's put in to get to that point, and how many people in the world can say they have a gold medal. And so I've always want to be able to celebrate that with her.
She said on the Today Show today that.
What was it like for you to travel, still, keeping up with what the Bears are doing and then come back here, get right back into training camp?
I just felt like it was one of those things like the stars just aligned. I still have a job here at the end of the day, so my coaches were calling me, just seeing how I was doing, making sure I'm getting rest, and obviously they want to congratulate Simone and everything, but they were also just keep me up to date on what's going on. I had my iPad, so I was able to watch film, any practices that I missed, and whenever they did play, I think it was 2 a.m. in the morning, Paris time, so I stayed up and I watched the game until the rain delay, so just to support the guys, and everything. So like I said, I was just happy that they allowed me to go.
You watched it live?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a NFL app, so you can like stream the games and everything.
And when the rain hit, you went, all right, time to go back to sleep.
When they said the the game was over, I'm like, well, So I was making sure even before, I'm like texting my boys, just like, good luck, bro. Like I'll be watching and going out there and gotta win. So.
When they show the TV coverage, they just obviously focus so much on all the action, the different participants. What are some of the things that maybe go on behind the scenes in the downtime that we might not be aware of, but that you got to experience?
Oh, in the Olympics? obviously some of the fun things they do in the crowd. There was like a Where's Waldo thing where I guess they dressed someone up as a medieval character, and he was just randomly sitting in the stands, and so it was like people trying to find who it is. And honestly, just hearing like all the languages around me, like man, I like Team Brazil's people were in front of me. I had Italy to the side of me. Obviously, a bunch of French are around me as well. Just all the different cultures and the languages, but competition is universal, you know. So everyone's in there stressed and cheering for whoever you're there to support and everything. So that was my big thing was I don't know, Brazil would be in front of me like putting their flag up, so I'm standing up like USA, USA. So yeah, it was pretty dope experience.
Paris before?
No, that was my first time.
What do you think of Paris?
It was a very interesting city because just how like you can tell you're in Paris, you know what I mean? Like everything just looks like I don't even know how to describe it, man. Like when I looked out my hotel, I just could tell the buildings look French. Like yeah, it's just like it's a style. Like I wouldn't even say old. It's just like a style, man. Like it's just such a culture shock from what I've seen and like where I grew up at, and even going to the Louvre and just seeing the historic art there, man, and just learning about the history of everything. It's just so crazy to be there, and I just couldn't imagine, man. Like it's just crazy to think.
Did you see the Mona Lisa?
I did. I took a picture next to her. Yeah, it's crazy because she follow you everywhere in the room. That's what they say.
Did you get her to smile? Did you get her to smile?
No. It's just it's kind of scary, like ominous. Like you're just walking around and it's just like literally they tell you that though. Something with the way that he painted the pictures. It was another one that they had in there that he made, and the same thing. It was like the eyes is just like it's like it follows you everywhere, and I don't know how he's able to do that effect, but it's pretty crazy.
Talk about competition being all around where you win some home competitive at home.
Nah, she don't really. I mean, we might play like ping pong or something, but or darts on the phone, but nah. Other than that, man, we just enjoy each other's company. Yeah.
She said, I think she tweeted that she was getting tired of asked, what's next for her, just let her enjoy her winning medals. Have you guys had conversations about like what you might do next as a couple even? Or
You just heard her say she ain't want to talk about. Nah, like I don't really like to put that pressure on. I'm a very like spontaneous person anyway. I don't like to really plan things. She's more of the planner, so it kind of bugs her because I'm more of a go with the flow type of person. So she's like, "Oh, you too calm. Like I need but just enjoy each other. I can't speak for the future or what's gonna happen. Just be in the moment. I don't really like to look too far ahead in the future because that always causes anxiety. You worried about what's gonna happen next, and you just gotta kind of let go and let God. And what's gonna be for us is gonna be for us. So
Ping pong.
Hmm?
Who wins at ping pong?
What do you think, man? Come on.
You get so much joy out of cheering her on. Is she looking forward to coming home and getting to be your cheerleader?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked a football question. Yes, she is super excited to be an NFL wife. That's one of her favorite things to do. So she loves to just be able to be in the stands and just watch the game and know that this is something that I love to do. And like it's not all about her in that moment, and she loves that people just get to watch the football game, and it's just, so she likes it just like I said, whenever she comes and just take a step back and just be one of the wives, and they're all doing whatever they do in the suites and everything. So, just have fun and just be normal.
She's excited about Chicago and not Green Bay now too, right? She likes the hot dogs.
Yeah, she likes, they say it's good hot dogs and, pizza. Her favorite food is pizza, so I know she's very excited about that. So.
Do you feel behind on the field right now a little bit, or are you right?
Nah, we pretty much had a majority of the defense put in before I left. There was only one new call put in while I was gone. So I mean, my coaches, they all did a great job of just making sure I was up to date on everything and didn't miss a beat. So I came back in and just going in meetings, learning, and guys, if there was something that I missed, everybody guys would just tell me and update me. So yeah, I feel like I'm right in the perfect stride, man.
How grateful are you
Dynamic kickoff, seeing it for the first time in a preseason game.
Man, it was pretty interesting. You realize it's not as much space as you would think it is. So everything's just super quick, and it's almost like one move or one person gets out of their gap and it can be a scene. But obviously it wasn't anything that broke that game, which obviously we were excited about that. Guys are coming up and making the plays, but it's definitely gonna be an adjustment. Just like I said, one guy gets out their gap, man, and the next thing you know is on the kicker, and so they might have to start putting. If it does get bad, it might start being a skill kicker. Who knows? So if that's what they need me to do, I'ma learn. The more you can do, I tell you what.